From Creamer Media in Johannesburg, this is the Real Economy Report. Extensive temperature insulation of residential structures is crucial to the efficacy of off-the-grid solar-powered living to ensure energy efficiency. Natalie Greve visited a recent off-the-grid residential development in Midrand to find out more.
With increased demand for sustainable, energy-efficient housing, local developers have shifted focus towards a greener approach to building design. Crucial to low-energy or off-the-electric grid living is the ability of the structure to be fully insulated to prevent unnecessary heat transfer. Green Building Company CEO Brett Petzer explains how his most recent development in Midrand is designed to run completely independent of the national power supply.
The entire house is solar-driven. We take solar energy and we convert it into direct current. We store sufficient of that direct current in a battery set in each house, which is designed individually for that house's consumption. But in essence, the whole house is solar-driven. We have an automatic override system because obviously we have the commercial power in support of our system. The commercial power is available. And as I said, a manual override system. So if you were going to have a New Year's Eve bash, you'd simply disconnect the battery supply, switch over to the local service provider and business as usual.
Petzer believes that the South African housing market is ready for the large-scale introduction of green housing.
We've got 25 written contracts in this development to prove that the South African market is ready for an alternative product. Our belief is that that product must just be as solid and as beautiful as the homes we've become accustomed to living in. And in this case we've got that, but we've got the added advantage of an insulated building which is available to run off-grid, which obviously has the necessary saving benefits as well as creature comforts that we're used to. So no load shedding for us over here.
Other news making headlines this week: supplier diversity could boost economic growth and job creation, and the Gauteng Partnership Fund makes a housing development milestone. Promoting sustainable supplier diversity would spur job creation and boost economic growth in South Africa. Delegates to the South African Supplier Diversities Council first yearly conference heard at the end of June.
Where we are pushing to drive the focus on South African products and services. This can only be achieved if we broaden the supplier base in South Africa to include more black suppliers and especially women suppliers, as their product offerings will definitely be unique and prices will therefore be keener than I think what we currently have. I am sure that this conference, with a special focus on the promotion of sustainable supplier diversity by strengthening the linkages between corporate and South African bona fide black suppliers, will be a huge success.
Housing Development Funder, the Gauteng Partnership Fund, reports that to date it has successfully completed over 100 projects, which translates into about 18,000 units.
We've funded over 100 projects to date. Mostly located in the inner city of Johannesburg. We've got projects that are in Soweto, in Pretoria, as well as Greater Germiston. All in all, in terms of number of units, if you were to relate that 100 projects to units, it's over 18,000 units. And if you were to put it in rand terms, that's over 2.2 billion worth of funds that we've leveraged from a contribution of about 350 million from GPF.
That's Creamer Media's Real Economy Report. Join us again next week for more news and insights into South Africa's real economy.